Hello everybody, we are in lesson 9, compounding. In this lesson we're going to deal with compounds, types of compounds and properties. And we're going to go on dealing with morphological phenomena to explain what formation process is. Okay, so let's start with compounds. Compounding is a process in which there's a combination of lexical categories to create a larger word. Okay, so we have the example of greenhouse here. So the rightmost word determines the lexical category of the new compound word. In this case, it's a noun, it's house, so the compound lexical category is a noun. And the morpheme that determines the category is called the head. In this case, the noun is house, is the head. Okay? So some properties. If we think in terms of orthography, spelling is not consistent with how compounds are represented, because sometimes they can be written as single words, for example, high school, or they can be split up, high school, or they can have a hyphen, high school, and sometimes it depends, right, on the use. Sometimes with the school objects and there was a hyphen, and now we use school objects and there's no hyphen, so it depends on the use. Okay, and as regards to pronunciation, there are differences between the compounds and the adjective and plus noun sequence. Have a look at the word blackbird and versus a blackbird, or greenhouse versus a greenhouse. So where is the stress for a compound? Or it's on the adjective, a blackbird. It's a greenhouse. Okay, here on the adjective. Some other properties. Inflectional suffixes can only be added to the second form in the compound in cases of tense or plural. Have a look at here in the case of tense. You cannot say dropped, kicked. Okay, dropped, kicked. So the inflectional suffixes have to be added to the second form compound. So we use drop, kicked. The same with plurals. Okay, we cannot say fox is hunter. We said fox hunters. All right. So it's the inflection is on the second form. Then we have compounds with very. So we can say a very. We cannot say a very greenhouse. We can say a very greenhouse. Okay? In this case, intensifier can precede the adjective when it is not part of the compound, and not the compound, because remember that it is a noun. In this case, it is a noun. Okay. And another property, the productivity. And here we have some examples of longer compounds in English, and they are still forming. Can you think of others? Can you think about very others? So income tax preparation fees, mint chocolate chip ice cream waffle cone. So remember that the productivity is one of the characteristics, the design features of language. So with compounds, it's possible to create, I don't know, an unlimited number of different compounds. Okay, as regards the types of compounds, we have two different types, and they can be endocentric or exocentric. It's very easy to understand. Endocentric, when you can build a meaning out of the two words. So for example, you have a bathtub. Imagine the word, okay, it comes to your mind immediately. A dog food, an airplane, a steamboat. So you can identify, yes, recognize or build a meaning out of the two words. They do not lose their meaning. On the other hand, with exocentric compounds, you cannot build the meaning out of the two words. Okay, so have a look at the word Walkman. Remember the Walkman that you put the cassette in, you listen to the cassette. So if you have if you look at the word walk and man, you can see a man walking. Come on, it's a device, right? So have a look at the redneck. It's not a type of head or neck. And a red head. Okay, so I wanted to look for the meaning of those words and think about what they mean. Yes, and it's absolutely different to what they imply or what you can build up the meaning from here. Okay. Well, here you have some examples of English compounds. So you have a noun plus nouns like street light, a campsite, a bookcase, adjective plus noun, bluebird, happy hour, high chair. Verb plus noun, a swear word, a washcloth, a scrapboard, verb plus, and preposition plus an overlord, outhouse, in-group, okay? And in Baker and Bieswanger, you have more examples, okay, of noun plus noun, verb plus noun, adjective plus noun, and preposition. Afternoon. Okay, so it's very interesting to have different examples how you make compounds. And here you have some other examples, like for example compounding of free morphemes, girlfriend, blackbird, textbook. Compounding of affix word like air conditioner, ironing board, watchmaker. Compounding of compounded words like lifeguard chair, aircraft carrier, life insurance salesman. Okay, it's unlimited. Yes, the way in which you can combine. So let's talk about other morphological phenomena. You will have so many words here, so it's important that you have the examples. I mean, the name might not tell you a lot about it, so you have to link. Yes, in your long-term memory, you have to link the name of the morphological phenomena and the examples. So you said cliticization. When the word clitics must be attached to another word, and the examples are very clear, like I'm leaving now, or they're here now, or je n'attends in French. So clitics are not affixes. So have a look here. You have I am leaving now. Okay, I am leaving now. Am belongs to a lexical category. It's a verb. So it's not an affix. It's different from their host. So we call I the host, and we call it the clitic. Okay. What else? We have clipping. This you can infer is shortening. It's the shortening of a long form to derive a new form. Remember that the languages tend to be economic. Like sometimes we shorten certain words, yes, to economize language. So you have prof for professor, phys ed for physical education, poli-science for political science, burger for hamburger. There are many examples like dog, ad, auto, lab, baby, porn, demo, condo. Kind of think of examples in Spanish. It would be interesting to see if there are some examples. Generally with names, okay, La Romina, Romy, okay. There are examples with names, but can you think of, some clipping? Then we have blending. They are two words together, but created from non-morphemic parts of two already existing items. Like, for example, we have breakfast and lunch. So we have brunch. So you see it's brunch, breakfast. So we take a non-morphemic part of breakfast, and a non-morphemic part of lunch, and we blend them together. Remember the tea? The blending is the blending, or wines, when you put two different types of tea together and make blending. Okay. And smoke from smoke and fog, spam from spiced and calm, telephone from telephone and microphone. Okay, that is blending. Okay, back formation. It's a process that creates a new word by removing a real or supposed affix from another word in the language. So have a look at the word burglar and burgle. So it's a burgle, it's a back formation process. It creates the word burgle from removing a supposed affix from another word in the language. It's the reanalysis of possible affix to form backwards, the root into a new form that didn't really exist. Okay, so we have editor, and the back formation is edit. Edit is the back formation. Resurrect was originally formed in its way from resurrection. Other back formations in English include enthuse from enthusiasm, donate from donation, orient or orientate from orientation, self-destruct from self-destruction. Okay, it's a process that creates by removing, the real part, supposed affix from another word in language. Then we have acronyms, the same in Spanish, are formed by taking the initial letters of the word in phrase or or title and pronouncing them as a word. Okay, that's very important for an acronym. So we say UNICEF, NASA, NATO, AIDS. This type of word formation especially common in names of organizations and military and scientific terminology. So think about words, acronyms in Spanish. One acronym it comes to my mind is the objectives. Yes, like SMART. The objectives are SMART, specific, measurable. Okay, more examples. There are 3 commonly used words of this type. For example, radar, from radio detecting and ranging, or scuba, self-contained underwater breathing apparatus, or laser, light amplification with simulated emissions. Words that are, even we don't know. I didn't know that radar was an acronym. Okay, they use that vocabulary. And then initialism, by just pronouncing the string of letters, like DC, yes, Washington, DC, LA, BA. Okay, that is different because you don't say la or lay, you say LA, so letter by letter, that's the difference. Another one that you know very well is onomatopoeia, words created to sound like the thing they describe, like Z, buzz, his, zizzle. Different words in different languages might have the same sound. For example, how does the dog bark in French and Spanish and English? And here I didn't write already here. You have like in English, like meow, meow, nya, mia. Okay, how they sound across languages. Very good. The last one, I think it's the last one, coinage or word manufacture. This phenomenon is especially common in cases where industry requires a new and attractive name for a product. For example, Teflon, Spandex, Flick, Kodak, Orion, Kleenex for fashion tissue, Xerox for photocopy, or Colinos, yes, in Spanish, or Gillette. A related practice is exemplified by the words Watt, Curie, Fahrenheit, boycott, all of which were derived from the names of individuals, usually the inventors or discoverers, like associated with the things to which they refer. I don't know Virome, if Virome comes from the inventor. I don't remember. Okay, so these are very common examples of word manufacture or coinage. Okay, and here you have an activity in which you have to identify the word formation processes. Okay, so first you say like information and try to remember what type of word formation processes. Blending. Okay, info, formation, and commercial. Okay, to ship, conversion. Very good. Okay, go on recalling and try to do this task to finish this presentation. Okay, it's very short, and now I give you some activities to study and to do it by yourself. Okay, thanks a lot. Okay, see you next lesson. Bye.